All right, let's talk a little bit here.
Surprise! I thought you were supposed to be the one to reel him in.
I know, but dude, he keeps yelling at me because I keep making fun of how much
Eric
he talks.
is not here, and he gave each of the guys an assignment on how they're supposed to coach me so that I don't talk too much.
Oh yeah, we've already surpassed way past that.
Yeah.
What a joke. We've been installing a lot of composite decking these days, and today I'm excited to be installing some Envision decking. You can find all their stuff at envisionoutdoorliving.com. Now today we're using their spiced teak color, and it is grooved so it can be installed with hidden fasteners. Now that's nice because you don't see them, and it allows the deck to expand and contract actually a little bit without binding on a fastener. Now these are 20-foot long boards, which is great because our deck is only 18 feet. That means that we don't have any butt joints out in the field, and we have the square edge pieces to do the entire border in a picture frame style, and it'll look super sleek and clean. We're actually going to get started putting the decking down now, and my approach for planning on this deck is that we're going to start with the perimeter and do all the picture frame, and then we're going to infill starting from the front of the deck out here where the step's going to be all the way back to the house. Now we're going to end up with a rip most likely at the house, and we don't know what it is yet, and we won't know until we get all the way there, and we'll just cut to fit and screw it in with some face screws. All right, we have a weird little spot. The gutter downspout is already in place, and normally we would have this piece that runs through and meets up to make a cool little miter here. So I just cut a little tiny nugget here, and I'm just gonna, put it where it would have gone and trace it on there. And I'm gonna cut it with my little saw here. And we're just gonna pre-drill this and just barely put it on there. It'll look like nothing to see here. It'll look perfect. I would really like to be able to use the hidden fastener right here between my solid edge board and the first piece of grooved decking. Now to do that, I decided that I would try my biscuit joiner, which is a handy tool right here that has a blade right there that can come out and make a little slot. All I have to do is make my slot in this piece exactly the same height on the edge of the board as the factory slot, and we're in business. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna make one little cut that'll look like this at each joist, and it'll allow us to put in our hidden fasteners. The hidden fastener holds the deck board down to the joist, but it also acts as a spacer, making sure that you get very even gaps throughout. I mean, they look super consistent. Now on the ends where the butt joints right here, it's tempting to put those tight so that they look really nice, but actually you need to leave a gap there too. Here we're leaving 1/8 of an inch on either end or both ends, so we take 1/4 inch off of our measurement, and that's the cut. That allows for expansion and contraction of the deck without pushing or buckling on any other part of the decking. Ray is going to use a little pry bar to pry against the concrete and shove this deck board tight to the clip so that we have just the right gap. We're here on the front deck now, and there's actually a little more to think about on this one because we have options as to how we divide the decking up. Now, we could put a divider dead center and then run 2 rectangles of decking with no butt joints, or we could divide it into 3 sections and put the dividing pieces right here on the structural 6x6s. And we were split 50-50 on the crew as to what we thought would look good. So what I did is I made a couple drawings, and I went and visited the homeowner because she was just down the street. And without any persuasion, I let her pick which one she liked the best. And it's the one right here in the middle, which is dividing it at the 6x6 posts. So I bought the appropriate amount of lumber to put in some blocking to make that happen. And now we can put it in and we don't have to worry about it anymore. We're ripping down a piece of 2x12 to fit in between here because we need solid blocking where this dividing board is gonna go. Now, I gotta say, it's actually really convenient that this is on 12 inches on center layout because a 2x12 can be ripped to fit in between here. If it was 16 inches wide, you got 14.5 clear, then you've got to do something else, some more blocking, some more work, basically to accomplish the same thing. So I like the 12-inch spacing. We're done installing all the decking, but there's a little detail related to decking I want to take care of right now. We're going to put a support under this threshold because if you put a little pressure on the front of it, you can see how it dips down and moves, and actually it raises up the inside part. This is really terrible, but it's also really common. I don't know why, but almost every door I've ever put in had this problem. What we do to fix it is put a piece of decking under the front edge to make a support. So it's literally perfectly solidly supported. This one is a little bit too deep underneath. So what we're gonna have to do is put a shim of pressure treated wood that is ripped to the right thickness. And then our piece of decking will go in place in front of that. And it'll give us a really nice finished look, actually, that you can step on all you want and nothing bad's happening. Upstairs in the bathroom, it is time to install some vanities. Now, we picked out some pretty affordable vanities for this project, and they came with the countertop and the sink built in and all that. So that's really nice. We don't have to pay for extra countertops. They're only around $200 each. We're going to install this, but we've got a pipe down here on the floor that is kind of unusual, and I'm going to tell you what it is. It's a vent coming from downstairs and venting this sink and everything. And underneath this wall, there's a truss. So the plumber was not able to drill a hole straight through the bottom plate and down into the next floor system. The only way to get around it is to come outside of it and duck back into the wall. Luckily, it's all hidden though. It'll be underneath the toe kick of this cabinet. Something I really like about this cabinet is that it doesn't have a back on it. It just has this strip where you can fasten it to the wall, but that means that you don't have to measure and cut or drill holes for any of the plumbing. So it's really flexible in that way. The homeowner really wanted to get a cabinet that had drawers in it, but I measured where the plumbing is, and downstairs we have some cleanouts for the sewer. And because of the location of those cleanouts that have to be accessible, a set of drawers was not going to work. So you can't just go buy a cabinet that you think is pretty without checking to see where your plumbing is. I don't mean to go on and on, but Eric's not here, so I don't see why not. You would think it's pretty easy to pick out a cabinet. You walk into the store, they got a bunch, you pick the prettiest one that you think you like, and you buy it. Well, there's a lot more to knowing if it's going to work for you. We already talked about the plumbing and the drawers, but drawers can also be a problem where they're against the wall where your door trim is. If the drawer slides out close to the drywall, it'll hit your door trim and it won't open all the way. In order to fix that, you have to put a spacer against the wall or a filler strip and actually shift the cabinet over. And that could make other problems, like for example, this top on this cabinet, it's only about a 1/2 inch wider than the cabinet. So if I shim this out by 3/4, my top doesn't fit this cabinet anymore. So that's a major problem. What I would recommend is to buy cabinets that actually show some face frame on the edges, and don't buy the ones where the drawers fully cover the face frame, because those are the ones that cause the biggest problems in my experience.
This video is brought to you by AG1, and if you don't know what that is, it's a all-in-one greens powder that helps me live an active and healthy lifestyle.
It's a really easy way to make your nutrition better. It has 75 minerals, whole foods, source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens in one daily serving. It's super simple. Just a few of the many benefits from using AG1 include supporting your gut health, supporting your immunity, getting better energy, faster recovery, and even better focus. For me, it's just so much simpler and so much more enjoyable than taking a handful of pills and vitamins every morning.
And even though AG1 is green,
It does not taste like broccoli or Brussels sprouts. I actually enjoy the taste and I look forward to taking it every day. The bottom line here is that AG1 provides everything my body needs to be on optimal performance every day, which is what I need. So if you care about your health, I would really recommend it. If you use the special link down in my video description, you'll get a year's supply of vitamin D3K2, comes in a little dropper. I use it personally. You'll also get 5 free travel packs.
thanks again to AG1 for sponsoring our video. Let's get back to work.
We're moving on to the next step of building the duplex, and the next step is installing the flooring. We're gonna be using vinyl plank flooring, and this says it's waterproof, so we're just gonna call it WVPF, waterproof vinyl plank flooring, right? Now, I'm not very experienced in this, but luckily my crew and Eric have installed thousands of feet of it in his own house. Hey, Eric. Oh yeah, Eric's not here. Eric has done a lot of this, but he is not here, and so I had to read the instructions. It looks pretty simple. Here's the basics. Keep a 1/4 inch gap around anything like a wall or anything that's not gonna move. Do not place cabinets on top of the flooring because it will pin it down and cause it to buckle. So we have all of our cabinets installed, and we're gonna keep our 1/4 inch gap off of every wall surface. That's basically it, with a few exceptions of the stairway. So let's have a look at what I think is gonna happen there. It's time for us to install our first row of flooring, which everything else will be based upon, and we don't have one good wall surface that's straight in order to start against. So what we decided to do, this was Jason's idea, is to screw down a straight piece of trim here that we can push the flooring tight against and do the majority of the work, and then we can actually go backwards. I hear that you can install this in reverse, but it's a little slower, but I think that it's still our best bet. Also, we have a handrail that's gonna bolt down through the floor, so we can't put any vinyl flooring under that. I'm gonna have a piece of trim that's outlined here in the pencil, and it will have a rabbited edge underneath so that the flooring can actually slip underneath it and look nice and slick. At the stair nosing here, you can see I've added a couple of spacers that are gonna allow us to let the flooring stick off about 3 inches until I can determine what to do with it later, because I actually don't even know where to cut it. As long as I have enough length that I can trim it back later, I think we'll be safe.
Did you need me?
No, I just said you had a great idea here to screw this board down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Looks good there.
Thanks, bro.
The closets and rip row can be a little bit of a struggle here. Just getting it where you can't hit with a beater block from the edge. So you have to use that crazy, oh, where is it? There. That little angle piece, and you beat on that little part. Oh, it's focusing on my hand. Woo. You're back.
I got the ripped pieces.
Man, I don't even know how you can see out of there. Can you even see what you're doing?
I can see fine.
This floor is going down pretty fast, but when you get to a spot like this bathroom door, things can slow down in a hurry. Check out this piece Jason has right here. It's a double, what'd you call it? Horseshoe.
Horseshoe, yeah.
All right, and, oh, no, don't hit it to me. I don't want it, no.
Try it.
No. Well, it's tricky because the board's wide. It's going across the wall and to the other side. And we have to have enough room for it to fit in and then actually slide and lock in. And but I got full confidence here that you know, you can cut as many boards as it takes. Oh, golly, it's doing something. Okay, well, it's actually, it's going. Let's get this side up here. Yeah, lifty. Yeah. All right, centered up, center. All right, now luckily we have 3/4 of an inch of, baseboard and trim that's gonna cover any and every edge. I think it's gonna work.
And it looks, so I need to go this way.
Okay, yeah. I think, you need to get to that side. That's good here. I mean, that looks amazing.
Freaking Goldilocks.
I think peck it into place. That was first try, right?
Yeah.
Actually, that was first board.
Right.
Hey, way to go, guys.
Thanks.
You guys have become professional carpenters.
Only took 7 years.
Congratulations.
What's up?
You know something's up when your workers show up with some Crayola products right there. Ray, care to explain?
Yeah, so yesterday I was having a hard time seeing the black pencil on these boards, especially when the sun was like right over the top and with shadows and everything.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
hard to see.
So,
Can't cut your line, right?
right. So,
All right.
I think you can see these pretty good though.
Red's
huh?
good.
Red and orange.
Orange?
I think
Oh, I
those
couldn't
are-
tell through the camera. Okay.
Yeah.
Red and
Those are the
orange?
best ones. The other ones are pretty dark, so I don't think they'll work as well. Green's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Does it come off the board? Oh.
All the flooring is done upstairs in the other unit. Now it's time to do the same thing basically up here. Wow. The other side worked out really nice as far as where the rip rows ended and such. So we're gonna duplicate that. I have a chalk line on the floor here where the strip is gonna go. If you wonder what it's like installing this flooring, it's basically just a bunch of bending over. It's actually not that hard to install the pieces, but you gotta be okay with bending over all day, or for multiple days. In this case, I think it's gonna take us I think it's gonna take us 4 days. That's only 500 square feet per day installed, and that may not be very good if you do this for a living and you're like, wow, we could do 2,000 feet in a day. You probably can, but we can't. So I'm pretty happy with it. And actually, I don't think I want to be bent over for more than 500 square feet per day. I think we just need to like not kill ourselves here. So it reminds me of when we installed Eric's roofing. It was like really painful because we're not used to doing that kind of motion for that long of a period of time. So anyway, my knees hurt. I'm wearing knee padded pants though. TrueWorks got some knee padded pants. I'm wearing those. Nobody else is wearing long pants on the job because, well, it's hot out here and shorts feel better. But I decided to just suffer with the heat and not suffer with knee pain. All right, can we get started yet or what? I'm kind of tired of humping boards.
Yeah.
All right, do it.
Well, I just got done editing all this footage that Jamie and Ray shot, and you know what? They did a pretty good job. So make sure to leave a comment if you thought they did a good job. They did it so you guys could see like everything that happened and not miss anything. I had a great hike and a great vacation. Here's the video. I'm like literally just finishing editing it. I'm not joking. On lunch break. that's how we do it. Hey, if you got a second, make sure to head over to perkinsdeals.com where you can get a ton off of fixtures like plumbing fixtures, cabinet hardware, and tools. We get a cut of whatever you buy there, which is awesome. It's a great way to support us. And check out TrueWork. They make awesome gear. I'm trying to think of all of our sponsors right now. Sasco, if you know, you know. Yeah, E-Rigging, Huber. Who else? I don't know. Thanks for watching our video. We'll see you on the next one.